Welcome back. This is Wisconsin Shoe Guy, and I'm coming to you from an entirely different room in the house. Just like COVID, sometimes you have to be in different parts of the house when you record. So just trying to lend a little bit of authenticity here. So this week with shoes, I continued April Adelaide's, and I did some really nice casuals on the weekend. And I have an update on some Carminas, as well as an update on some other new shoes in the collection that are in process. So enjoy, and thanks for watching.
Welcome to Wisconsin Shoe Guy. Here we do unboxing videos, we discuss general shoe knowledge, we do worth the price videos as shoe reviews, and we will do shoe battles, comparing shoe to shoe so that you can understand the differences. I also speak to experts in the field.
Hey, welcome back. As we take a look at the shoes I wore this week, keep in mind that April is Adelaide month, so we've got to focus on Adelaides like these. So we started off the week with Barbonera. This is a wingtip Adelaide in Kudu. Very cool. Then we moved over to these TLB Mallorcas, the thinnest waist of any of my shoes. Then these are Skolyx. So that was Vegano calf versus box calf. This is a pair of CNES without a cap. And then here is a bimaterial Carmina with llama calf and vitello. Then on the weekend, we went casual with the Allen Edmonds Porter Street for sneakers. And here you can see over a lake. That was kind of a fun time. And then we did on Sunday Chukka Boots in Utah calf from Luf and Tong. And I'm sorry to disappoint everybody, but this week we had no new shoes. And as we look at updates from prior purchases, both are from Carmina. So today we're going to talk about an update on these really cool shoes from 2019. These are mass drop semi-brogues, and this is my first introduction to the brand Carmina. Now, a couple of really notable things with this. These shoes were the first time I had a pair of shoes that had really good fudging on the edge. And look how deep the stitches are off the welt, right? And there's just a lot of fudging on the outside. You can see they're tighter on the toe, but on that inside side there, it's just a lot of room, and it really changes the way the shoes look. And it's also a 270-degree welt. Now, I had a couple of Allen Edmonds with 270-degree welts, but Carmina was really my first European shoe, and the first time I really tried it. Now, the other piece of this is that it's a semi-brogue without a medallion, which was also new for me. And look at the difference in the brogue hole sizes between those and these. And these, it's just sewn in and cut. It's got the stitching on either side of it. Very small, nothing in between them, where these have the typical pattern. Okay. Nice heel caps. A very, very different kind of shoe. Now, something I didn't know when I bought them is that the shoe tree for these is actually the same shape as this particular last. So if I compare this to my other Carmina shoe trees, this is a very different one because this is on the Rain last, not on the Oscar last or the Forest last or the Simpson last like my others. Some of the others seem to have a generic last. Some of them have something more specific. But the Rain last, of course, is very different. And I have another pair of shoes on the Rain last, actually a pair of boots. And I've tried these in those when they get a little wrinkly. And this stretches them out just perfectly. So very interesting shoes. I did a video on their way of handling heel slip. They actually put an insole only in the front of the shoe, which makes your foot go like this and basically sticks it into the heel cup. Very ingenious system of doing it. Works better when the shoes are new, but still something very, very cool. So Mass Drop, which is now known as Drop, came up with this particular series. You can buy these particular shoes as a MTO. And if you look for them, I don't remember the number, but I'll put it in the description. It is normally in the Simpson last, but Mastrop had these made in the Rain last. And like all Carmina MTO, you can get it in wide or extra wide. Their meanings of the letters are different. So like a double E is regular, E is narrow, triple E is wide. So, and then with Carmina, if you want a wider shoe, go with a wider last, like the Detroit last, which is considerably wider. The Oscar is actually probably the most generous of the standard size lasts. Anywho, this is Wisconsin Shoe Guy. This is the Carmina semi-brogue. So now we fast forward to 2020 and we look at another Carmina, and this, the first shoe I've owned on the Simpson last. Now, this is very interesting. This is actually a Vitello calf, and I didn't brush it, but I did polish it, so you can see it polishes up really nice. And then this is a tumbled leather, which is called llama calf. And I actually thought it was llama for a while and had to be corrected on that. But I actually chose this as part of the MTO program during one of the MTO weekends and decided to do this kind of design on my own. Now, I found the Adelaide design, and they have a number of different Adelaide designs, and some of it has to do with how the throat is cut. You can see this actually has an elongated U-throat, which is really cool. You can also get wingtips or cap toes. You can get it with or without heel caps. You can get caps that are peaked or not peaked. A lot of flexibility. Great leather soles. You can have toe taps put in, or they come with nails. Right? This is on the Simpson last, my very first on the Simpson last. And this is the most recent version of a Carmina shoe that I've purchased. Not because I don't like them, but because I've been exploring other brands. But I'll be back. Carmina does a lot of really cool things. I actually have a couple in a shopping cart right now that I was looking at because they've got some really great shell cordovan options that are available. So, Simpson last, these are their new trees. I love the hook here. You can tell that there is a little bit of asymmetry going on here, but not a lot. Right? And not a super waist. You can see I had my initials done in it. The initials at Carmina are a bit of a letdown. They're just really small. But overall, a very, very intriguing shoe. And now one thing that I did with this shoe that I think was something I wouldn't do again is I chose kid leather for the lining. Now, kid leather is great leather. It's super strong. It's super light. But here's why I wouldn't do it again. It's also super thin. And if I used kid leather again, I need to size down. This is just a little bit looser than, this is a Simpson last, so I go up half a size, and I didn't need to because I used kid leather as the lining. Now, I know that now, so the next time I do this, I will choose differently, or I'll size differently. And that's part of the fun of doing MTO, is you really do get to know these things. Now, there are a lot of MTO programs out there. What really separates Carmina from the rest is, well, the quality of their shoes are fantastic, right? They do a fantastic job on all parts. But the other thing is choice. A lot of the MTO programs out there have 10, 12, 13 different types of leather, including colors, right? Carmina has a ton, just absolutely a ton. They've got 12, 13 types of tumbled leather. And then they've got all kinds of calf and vitello and just lovely, lovely choices. And they have crocodile, they have caiman, they have all kinds of different exotics as well to really make it, in my opinion, one of the most versatile brands that you can get. Right now in the Shell Cordovan made-to-order event on their GMTO, they have Hatch Grain number 8 Burgundy Shell. Very, very hard to get. So just an absolutely lovely, lovely brand, and these are lovely shoes. And they're holding up really well. I mean, and JR soles, just like the other ones that I reviewed today. As I check in and as I look at how the shoes hold up over time, The great thing about doing tumbled leather on the Vamp is that it kind of doesn't crease. You can see the creasing there, but it doesn't crease in the leather itself. It just gets a little bit looser, and that has an entirely different look. Now, maybe it's not the look that you like. Don't put tumbled leather on the Vamp and use tumbled leather other places, but it's a cool way of doing a spectator in a way that's new, interesting, and in this case with the colors relatively close, very subtle. So that is my Carmina Simpson Adelaide. So this week we have a very cool update coming from Gordon Jimjun out of China, and that is this pair in museum calf, and it's a spiral hole cut. So it's really hard to tell what type of shoe it is. If you look at it, it has a lot of influences of a lot of different shoes. Originally created by John Lobb, this is a very interesting and very unique type of shoe. Ichigo Ichi also updated a picture for me in Kudu here, which is the third one from the left. And then I also picked up a new pair of loafers that will hopefully arrive next week from Allen Edmonds to replace my Allbirds. Like everybody, I like a good, very casual shoe too. As I look to what is new, I didn't really decide on anything new in terms of the collection this week.